What's going on, guys? Like Butter here, today bringing you another Gears of War 3 gameplay and commentary. This is my girlfriend's gameplay once again, another GP. But yeah, she's gonna be playing on some checkout, and I think she has a decent score here, but I don't think she ends up winning the match. But I just have something kind of general to talk to you guys about today, which I think is kind of cool to think about. If you kind of let's just go into the developer's mind. You know, obviously being Black Tusk Studios, and think about what they're thinking. And I want to hear some suggestions in the comment section below, and let me know what you guys think. So when, especially like, you know, getting a series that has been around for such a long time and has had so many different games and so many different reviews, you kind of have to take what's good from each game, you know what I mean? So I wanted to think about, or at least talk about, what I think would have to happen and what I think should be taken from each of the Gears in order to make Gears of War 4 successful. And I'm not 100% sure if that's even what the name's going to be. They haven't announced the official name, but I'm assuming so. You know, that's kind of what Halo did. And I like, all right, let's first go over Gears of War 1, what you liked from Gears 1 that you wished to see, like maybe a mechanic or something to come back. Let me just say this, Gears of War 1, my favorite Gears of War, probably top 5 favorite games of all time. And the reason for that is because it was something new, right? Which kind of sucks, and I think I talked about this in a commentary before, where there's really not much what you can do as a developer, because you're always going to make some people happy and piss others off, you know? And with that being said, like, a lot of people don't want games to be similar to the last one, because then they say, oh, it's basically, you know, a expansion pack to said game. But if you change it too much, they're like, oh, this isn't Gears of War. So you really can't win, right? So they have to find like a medium between the two. Like, I want Gears of War 4 to feel different than Gears 3, different than Gears 1. Of course, nothing like Judgment, but, you know, I want it to still have the initial Gears feel. You know, what makes Gears Gears? And that's something that they really messed up in Judgment, you know, taking out the active reloads and stuff. And I feel like there's a better way to balance out active reloads than just completely taking it out of the game. Like, I don't feel like that's a very good strategy here. You know, active reload is something that was introduced into Gears 1 that we loved, you know? Even though getting active reloaded with the sniper, yeah, it got annoying. But I guess the overall sense of knowing that your next reload depends on your reactions and, you know, your timing is kind of cool, in my opinion. And I don't mind the extra damage on active reloads. I just don't think it should be like extremely significant like it was in Gears 3. Like, a lot of people usually complain about the fact that active reloads kind of ruin the game, because, you know, if you watched my shotgun tutorial, you could see how much of a difference actives made. So why don't they down the active reload, you know, damage increase down to like 50% or something? I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% sure what the extra damage is on active reloads, but I think that they should bring active reloads back in Gears of War 4, and you know, the fast reload time is good, but I believe you should be rewarded for, you know, having amazing timing on your active reloads, especially if you're in a gunfight. It makes it 10 times harder, because you gotta, you know, not only do you have to focus on strafing your opponent and outplaying him, you also have to worry about hitting your active reloads as well. And that's something that I really hated that they took out of Judgment. I definitely don't think there should be crosshairs like there was in Judgment. And I like the randomness of the sniper, like how it was in Gears 1 and Gears 3. Like, it was not random at all in Judgment. It went straight to where the cursor was, and I think they thought that people would enjoy that because it was like Halo, but all it did was make blind fires not impressive whatsoever, you know? And there's no reason to really pop shot or hard aim if you could just hip fire with the same exact accuracy, you know? It kind of destroyed the purpose. And don't get me wrong, some people enjoyed that, but I think it made the, I guess you could say, like, the montages like less impressive. and I definitely don't think they should bring that back. But the one thing about Gears of War 2 that I loved was how amazing the maps were and how awesome the map packs were that came out. Like, they always came out with 4 maps on a map pack, and like, Gears of War Judgment just didn't have any content in it. Even Gears of War 3, like, they had a decent amount of map packs and it was really good. But I think that what companies do now is since, like, you know, as time goes on, I guess you could say, companies get a lot lazier with what they put out for a game as far as content, as much as like maps and stuff, because they feel like, you know, the money's already there, right? There's already you know, a big name for this series, so we don't really have to prove anything. Whereas up and coming, like, you know, new games and new companies, they go, you know, we really need to set the bar with this game, so they end up putting tons of map on the original disc. I want at least like 12 maps on the original disc. Like, I don't feel like that's too much to ask for. And then like maybe 2 or 3 map packs after that. Now, if I get a map pack that's 4 maps with extra weapon skins and you know, a couple extra customizable skins or whatever, I wouldn't mind, you know, paying the extra $20, $30 or whatever it was for the season pass. I wouldn't mind that at all, because it's well worth this money. Whereas if you're getting a map pack where it's got like 2 maps on it, it's just, I don't know, it's just not gonna cut it. And I definitely think they should bring Horde back as well. Like, even though I didn't play Horde too much, I know that a lot of people loved it. Because it gave you, it was more chill than anything, and it was kind of fun just to get in a room with all your buddies and, like, you know, get together and, you know, do as many waves as you could on Insane, and, you know, that teamwork, and it gave you like a co-op feel to the game. So I think they should bring that back. I didn't really like Overrun. I thought it was kind of corny, and it felt a little bit too much like those games where you have to like set up turrets and shit, like Command and Conquer. Like, that's not how it should feel. It should feel like Gears, you know, out there fighting against each other. Like, not LOCUST with like overpowered, like, what is the drone had to be point blank like 4 times? That's not fair, you know. They tried making like the LOCUST more powerful, since they have to, you know, defend as the cog move in and vice versa. So I didn't think it was a very good idea, but maybe they can put both game modes in for the people that liked both, you know. The more things that you're putting in the game, the better it's going to be. I definitely like the Gears of War 3 mechanics, and I did like the sniper. Like, some people didn't really enjoy the bloom on the sniper, but I thought it was good if they just kind of tuned it up a little bit and made it what it showed, you know. When you'd pop shot with the sniper rifle, even though the cursor would show up and it would show a bloom, it wasn't accurate. Like, the shot would still go randomly on your screen. And I think if they fixed that up a little bit and made pop shotting more skill based, like it was in Gears 1 than it was in Gears 3, because in Gears 3 you might as well have just blind fired, because it's more accurate than the pop shotting. And pop shotting had more skill than blind firing ever would be, you know. People liked blind fires in Gears 1 because they were lucky, and, you know, when you saw someone get 2 lucky blind fires in a row, and let me like, you know, talk about that for a second, because I don't want it to sound like it's complete luck, because that's not true. Basically, you'd have to have your screen right in the right spot, like the correct spot perfectly. And then after that, you'd have a percentage of hitting it. It'd usually be around 25%. So the chances of hitting 2 blind fires in a row, even if you have it lined up perfectly, it's still really difficult, you know. But even though I had my fair share of double blind fires, it took a very long time of, you know, getting good at blind firing in order to do that, you know. So yes, there's luck involved, but it's not 100% luck. And I think what they should do with, like, to tone down the Lancer actives a little bit is to lower the damage that the active reloads do. But you know what I was just thinking? What might be even cooler? Kind of what they did with the revolver. You know how, like, when you active reload the revolver, it has a faster firing rate? Like, what if you got an active reload on a pistol or a Lancer, it had a faster firing rate, not increased damage? Like that, I feel like, so technically you would do more damage, but it's not so you can get like an active reload on a Retro Lancer and just spray and hit 1/5 of your bullets and down them. And I think they should keep stopping power in the game, even though a lot of people didn't like it. Dude, I hated no stopping power in Judgment because it was so impossible to kill people. People just like ran around. I think that's the stopping power in Gears 3 was okay, but I think they should like probably half that or tone it down by 25%. And so that when you're getting lancered, you're not completely, in a standstill running on a treadmill. You can still move, but not as fast as you would be if you weren't getting hit by bullets. I think that would be pretty fair. And they better bring damn LOCUST back because that was part of the game. That's one of the core things that we've accepted in the Gears of War franchise. So no more red on blue cog bullshit. We want LOCUST back, and I hope they bring a couple new characters to the to the LOCUST team, like LOCUST that we've never seen before and look badass as hell. And yeah, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Those are just some of the small things that I think should be done. I think they should bring back some older maps with some new, but I think they should keep the maps decently small like they were in Gears 1, not too huge. Like, I like the size of Checkout and like Old Town and those maps. Like, those are decent sized maps. I think Sandbar is a little bit too large, but even then, like, I don't think there's a single map in this game that I absolutely hated. Even Overpass, like, Overpass was a very annoying map to play on, but it was so cool, like, the way that like the scenery would sink into the ground and the whole city would sink. It was kind of cool in my opinion. But anyways, I was just bringing up some simple points of what they should do. I think they should put the hammer burst back to 3-round burst like it was in Gears 1, so you can be good with it, but it's not completely overpowered like it is in Gears 3. And I don't think you should be able to zoom in like the iron sights. Like, that is even more broken, the fact that it didn't have like any recoil whatsoever. So Retro Lancer, I think they could keep that in, but they need to like tone down the damage a little bit and make the accuracy a little better, and I think it'll be easier to put into the game without people raging. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below on things that they could improve. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a post on the forums with the suggestions that everyone had, so that we can, give this to Black Tusk Studios and be like, listen, this is what we like from each individual game and what we'd like to see in Gears of War 4. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care, everybody.